this course, we're going to be exploring how to work with the Hermes AI agent by setting it up on a virtual private server. At the end of the course, we want to build an always-on personal AI agent on our VPS with Hermes. So Hermes supports various messaging gateways. We have Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, Signal, email, SMS, etc. And for the course, we're going to be setting up a Hermes on Telegram. As you can see, I have a Telegram Hermes bot already running. Then what we're going to be using this bot for, we're going to be using the bot to set up some cron jobs, automate some tasks for us. Also, set up an MCP server with GitHub so that we can manipulate GitHub through our bot. So first things first, on our server, we're going to be setting up the Hermes agent dashboard on this path. And we're going to be doing this by creating a tunnel between our virtual private server and our machine. You're going to see that. So within the dashboard, we'll be able to explore the different sessions that we're going to have with our Hermes agent. And as you can see, for the sessions, we only have one connected platform, which is Telegram. You can see the overview, look at the different sessions. Then this dashboard allows us to explore the models that we're going to be using. Then we can look at any logs from our server through this dashboard or use the terminal. Then set up some cron jobs. As you can see, I have some cron jobs already set up. We're going to be setting up others on this demo and also exploring these cron jobs that we already have. Then some of the skills, plugins, and we're going to be creating some custom profiles too. So this dashboard allows us to explore our Hermes agent on the browser, or you can do much more on the Hermes CLI, which we're also going to be setting up in our virtual private server. As you can see, I have mine already up and running. So what we're going to do is, let me give you some demo of what you have. So for example, I can chat with my bot and say, let me see, how is our server doing? Then I can say in one line like that. Then let's see the response. Our bot is running. Good. As you can see, it responds with the load, the memory, and the space. As you can see, everything is working well. You can always confirm this by going back to the server. Then we can just run htop like that. And you're going to be seeing more or less the exact values. Aside from this, our bot can do much more. So let's say we have, if you go to cron jobs, I already set up a particular cron job here. I have this daily server and hacker news briefing. So what I can do is I can ask our bot about this cron job by just saying, can you run the cron job? Then let's see what happens. Good. You can see it ran the daily server cron job. It completed. Then it's asking, want me to show you the generated briefing? I can say yes. So this cron job that I'd set up was one that was going to go to Hacker News and then give me a brief of the top news. So let's say yes. Good. As you can see, these are the top 5 stories on Hacker News. Then you can always create a cron job using the Hermes CLI. Or now, since we have the integration with the Telegram, we can always just type it out. So let's say I want to do something. Let's say I want to add a cron job, and I can tell my bot to check every 10 minutes if my website, then I provide a URL which I have, so https getsave.io. So check every 10 minutes if my website is up. Then I can say only text me if it goes down. Then before I can run this, as you can see, this cron job of daily server also ran, and it gave me all this information and texted me on Telegram. So let's run this cron job and see what happens. The agent is running. As you can see, I'm being told the cron job has been added to the list and it's been created. And you can see done. This cron job has been created. Also, to confirm if it's accurate, we can go back to the dashboard. Then let's reload our cron page. Good. You're going to see we now have a new cron job right here of check getsave, and it's going to run every 10 minutes, and it's going to text us if and only if our website is down. Good. As you can see, this agent is versatile. Since it runs on our personal server, you can let it handle all the tasks on your server, automate some tasks like adding cron jobs, etc. Then we shall also integrate our agent with GitHub so that we can handle some tasks on GitHub automatically using our bot. So let's see, on GitHub, I have this repo. So what I can do is, I have this simple bank repo. It has 2 issues. So what I can do is, let me just copy my GitHub username and the repo name. Then I can ask my bot, are there any issues on this repo? Then let it run. You can see that the bot has responded that we have some issues on this repo. So the same thing you can do using the bot on Telegram. You can also do it using the Hermes CLI. So let's see, are there any issues on that repo? Good, as you can see, we have the response with the issues. Then I can also use either Telegram or the Hermes CLI to create a new issue. So I can say create a new issue on the same repo. Let's say API-Imperfect / simple bank. So I can say create a new issue on that repo, and the issue is going to be add tests. You can label it as tests. Let it run. Good, as you can see, it created the third issue. So you can always confirm this by going back to the repo. Then when we reload, good, you're going to be seeing that we have these new tests added, and it's been added by the same user, API-Imperfect. Good. Then you can always go back to your Hermes bot on Telegram. You can also ask general questions. And so I can say, for example, do you have a dinner idea for chicken, rice, and broccoli? Let it run. Good, as you can see, we have a response. Good, so this is just a taste of what is possible by setting up a Hermes agent on your virtual private server and connecting it to a messaging platform such as Telegram. That's it for this short demo.